Hi and welcome. Welcome back if you've been here before. This is going to be a reading for Libra. It feels like it's been a while since I've done readings on here. So this is going to be a reading for Libra, and it is timeless. So whenever you come across it, this will be what you can anticipate, prepare for, what's coming up in your next 6 months. I am using the Good Tarot today, and when I'm recording this, we are in between two eclipses, so the energies tend to be intense during eclipses. So like big things happening, big changes. It is extremely windy and has been for a little while where I am. So a lot of change energy, right? So let's see for Libra. Give us specifics for Libra for the next 6 months. Energies and what they can expect. That is too many. Okay, we have the 7 of Fire, which is the 7 of Wands. So this is an energy of either standing out or standing up for something. This is a unicorn on top of a mountain or a hill, and there's fireflies around it. The fireflies are almost helping to show off the unicorn because it's dark here. So because of the fireflies, it's easier to see the unicorn. But like unicorns can't be missed, because if a unicorn walked past you, you would notice. You don't see unicorns every day. So there's something special about you, something unique and different about you. And there's an energy around standing up for something, which is the 7 of Wands energy. Something that you feel passionate about. Something that inspires you, motivates you, drives you. Or being that inspiration by standing out. Let's see what else. For Libra, the Page of Air. New information is what I'm getting. You're getting new information about something. Or you are sharing new information about something. This deck is not upside down, but there are a few cards that are in reverse. Messenger of Water. And the Ace of Air. I don't know why my camera cut out. Let's get some oracle cards to add to this message. Libras are air signs. So air is about thoughts or communication. There's something about communicating emotion or with emotion. Maybe that's not something that you easily do, communicate how you feel. Maybe you're really good at communication and logical and practical things, but when it comes to communication about emotions, that might be difficult for you. Or if it's not difficult for you, it is just something that you might need to do in the next 6 months. Like for instance, if something difficult is happening in the life of someone you know, giving practical advice. Okay, so this is for someone, might not be for everyone. You might be really good at giving practical advice, right, or figuring things out, but it feels like what you or someone else needs is loving communication or emotional communication, and not necessarily I'm trying to think of an example. Something went wrong, this is how you fix it. what actually is needed is empathy for the situation, and not trying to fix the situation. Or even if you can help fix the situation, that's fine. But can you do it in a way that shows that you understand, or that makes the person feel validated, or makes the person feel that you care? This could be reversed, of course. It could be that you are needing that from someone else. Maybe there's a difficult situation that needs to be addressed, but you won't be able to only resolve it by looking at the problem and finding solutions for the practical stuff. It's going to need, like, sometimes like, say you're a child, right? And you're learning to ride a bike, a two-wheel bike. Your training wheels have come off. And you, as the parent, can say, okay, this is what you need to do. You need to give yourself a push, and then put your foot on the pedals, and you can give them the instructions, right? This is what you do. But maybe the child will naturally know what to do. What the child needs is the confidence. So you might need to say, I know you're afraid, but I'm right here, and I'll be right here if you fall. And or do you know that riding a bike is so much fun, and you're gonna love this. It's gonna feel like you're flying, right? So for the child to actually want to ride the bike, whether it's because they're afraid or because they lack confidence or whatever the thing is, you might need to communicate emotionally. So this is the scenario that I'm getting. We have a time for spirit, pink lotus fairy, lots of pink colors here, and violet angel breaking dawn. So okay, if there are situations, relationships, issues that come up where you have to stand up for yourself, or for a cause, or for someone else, or for yourself, I feel like you need to connect to a deeper part of yourself than you have before, for you to be able to break through with this have a breakthrough with this situation. It's gonna resolve, but you want to resolve it in the best way possible, so that even though, say you have a disagreement with a colleague about how this project needs to be done, right? And it's going wrong because nobody's in agreement, right? And so you're not on the same page, the project's not getting done, or there's mistakes. You might need to realize that maybe the deeper issue is the differences in your personality with this person. And maybe this person is shooting down all your ideas or your suggestions because of some of their own interpersonal stuff, right? And it's not about you, or you trigger them in some way. You might be right and they might be wrong, but that's not going to get the project done, right? It's not going to help you have a breakthrough and help it work out for everyone. So you might need to connect to a deeper part of yourself where you know how to stand up for yourself. You know how to communicate effectively the information that needs to, but you also are empathetic with people without being enabling, or without abandoning yourself, without sacrificing your integrity. Let's get some more. What is this about? Which deck do we use? This one. What is this about? also, side note, feel like there's 4 and 3, it's a 7, this is also 7, and that for me is a highly spiritual number. It's like higher education, but in spiritual terms. I feel like you're a really intellectual individual, you're really smart, but there is some sort of higher consciousness, our consciousness is always expanding, right? But there's it's almost like you need to connect the higher consciousness, the spirit part of yourself, to the mental part of yourself and the emotional part of yourself. Like, you might be disconnected from your emotions for whatever reason, valid or not. And you need to connect these three, or you are connected, you are an emotional person, but you sort of isolate your emotions from your mental aspects, from your spiritual aspect in certain places, with certain people, in certain situations. Like, you're only logical when you're doing your job, and when you're with your partner, you're only emotional and you're not logical. Or you are a spiritual being, but it doesn't filter through into the other things that you're doing. Something like that. Okay, tell us more what this is about. We have the garden, 5 of roses. Something to do with children. Okay, so either you're inner child, or you have children, and this whole thing is about children. So, the situation that you might be facing might not be, you have an issue with your child or whatever, but it might be issues around the child. For instance, something happening at school, and so it's something that you're not dealing with directly with your children, but say you have to talk to the teacher, and something new has to be implemented in their school day. But maybe then you need to also look at, is this happening with my child at school because of something that they're feeling that they haven't expressed, or a need that they are having that isn't met? Like, these children are learning through play. She's got a magnifying glass here, he's got a, what do you call it? Slingshot. They're playing, they're safe, it's open, there's fresh air, there's sunshine, they're safe, they're free, and they're learning. And then there's also the 7 of Keys, which is something about your ascension. Okay, so dealing with either your inner child or your children is part of your ascension. And you might have reached a pinnacle point. Like, how you parent your children might be, really, like, you've gotten to a point where you understand your children, your routines are on point, you are connecting with them emotionally, you're getting all the practical things done. I feel like you need to there needs to be a pause. This time for Spirit, she's meditating, she's sitting in easy pose, she's got a mudra, she's closing her eyes, she's being still. Meditation is about quieting the mind. Okay, side note again for someone that like, our children's academics and their lives shouldn't be solely focused on achievement, being the best or getting straight A's. Like, we all want that for our children, but that can't be we shouldn't make that the most important thing. Like, being overly competitive or being overly harsh if our children are not excelling in a certain way. I feel like something needs to be, these children can grow and learn naturally in a safe, healthy environment. I don't know how this is going to connect for everyone, but you figuring this out with your children, for your children, helps you as well grow in spiritually and as a person. And you're going to have some sort of breakthrough. You are on track in your life, whether you feel that way or not. You are definitely on track in your life. Him standing up on that mountain, like he can either be up there enjoying the views, being proud of himself and feeling content and satisfied, right? Or he can be standing there thinking, okay, which mountain am I scaling next? And it's going to be different for everyone, right? But he's over there and he's looking over at the children. So, okay, you don't want to, for yourself, be climbing the corporate ladder or achieving, or striving, that you either miss this with your children, or you don't allow yourself this, to just be at ease, to just wonder at the simple things in life. You might have needed to stand up for your inner child in some way, like maybe in the workplace or maybe in society in general, depending on your demographic, right? Because you're different in some way, and you've had to speak your mind and allow yourself to be who you are. But that might not always have been accepted. So you had to create a safe space for yourself. And again, this could be for you, your inner child, or your children. I do feel like things are going to become more peaceful. You're going to break through to where you no longer have to defend yourself or protect yourself. You've reached a pivotal point in your ascension journey. Let's see what else. I feel like with the unicorn and the seahorse here, and I'm forgetting what this is called. Pegasus? A winged horse. What is it called? I'm forgetting. Like, a lot of children are missing the magical parts of childhood, the imaginative part of childhood, where we still believe in Santa Claus or Father Christmas, or we still believe in fairies, or we still watch fairy tales, or read fairy tales, play pretend. And again, if this is your inner child, like your inner child needs to find that awe and wonder and magic in nature or ethereal things. And maybe that's something that you need to share with your children. Like, life can get so busy with work and school and all the things we have to do, and it's like when we are communicating, like even with anyone, right? Is it always, did you do your homework, pick up your socks, it's time to eat, that type of thing? Or are we able to connect emotionally? And are we teaching our children spiritual principles? And it could be religious principles as well, like balance in life. You should be, like we struggle with work-life balance, we should be teaching our children that you should have time to run free and be a child while you can still be a child. Or how the universe works, and we as adults are more aware of these things now, universal laws and principles, oneness, what love means. Do we find time to think about those things for ourselves, and do we share those things with our children? So you might need to make or will have to make or will be making time for your inner child or your children in a different way in the next 6 months. Okay, let's close this up for Libra, please. A personal issue reaches a resolution. So there might have been issues around children. And again, if you don't have children, this is your inner child. Full moon in Cancer. Cancer is about home and family. So if there's been issues in the home, you're going to resolve those issues, and you might resolve the issues by dealing with the inner emotional stuff in a spiritual way and not just the logical practical stuff. Like even if there are practical problems, like your 2 children aren't getting along, right? You can't just say stop doing that or be nice to your sister. There's a reason why they're not getting along. They might have different personalities or be different ages or have different love languages or different needs that need to be met. And that's difficult as a parent. Like one child might be independent and one child might like being around you or around people. And we don't want to label that as needy. It becomes neediness when someone's natural need for connection is not met. And then because there is a lack of it so severely, we become clingy. Or a child can become hyper independent because there's nobody that they can depend on. So, when we are able to recognize those things, like for instance, one child might display anger when they are really sad, and we might need to make it known that it's okay to cry, even if you're a boy, so that we don't lash out, because when we cry we can release those emotions, and maybe we can help them interpret the sadness. Why do you feel sad? Because someone expects you to achieve that goal and you don't feel like you can, or you don't want to do something. And instead of this boy growing up to be an angry, defiant child, he can be a gentle yet strong man, because he can feel his emotions and deal with his emotions of sadness and be able to take the correct practical steps. I don't know where that went off on a tangent. A time to give rather than take. That's Virgo energy. We've just come out. A video cut out again. Say you're always giving time and attention, but you're not showing affection, or you're always giving your children toys, physical things, the things that they want physically, but you're not giving them time and attention. Or yourself, again, this can be about yourself as well. What are you giving and how much? And where can you find a balance? Okay, my video keeps cutting off, but lastly, Libra, I think either your children or your inner child just needs more freedom. Whether that's freedom to play, freedom to just be, freedom to feel safe in their environment or in certain spaces. Give a little bit more time and attention to stillness and slow days and quietness, and connecting emotionally. This is your reading. If it has been helpful, if you've made it this far, please like, share, comment, subscribe, and I hope that I will see you again in another video.